Hey everyone, Bob Thibodeau here. Welcome to another leadership tip for today. We've been talking about the different roles in a business or corporate environment that are filled by various people, specifically the roles of team players, those who are tasked with doing the work to accomplish the mission. Last time we talked about the manager. This is the middle of the management team. The manager is responsible for accomplishing the unit mission, but also managing the team players, taking care of their needs, motivating them to push through until mission accomplishment. I discussed some of the pitfalls of middle management, mainly getting too close to those you supervise, because this can backfire on you in so many ways. Imagine if you had to fire your best friend and you had to fire them because they took advantage of their relationship with you and failed to do something you had assigned them to do, and now you're in trouble for it. How hard would that be? That's why you do not allow yourself to get too close to those you supervise. Now, today I want to talk about the next level on the leadership scale, and that's the role of the leader. In some cases, it may be the same person as the manager, especially in a small business. But the leader is not only responsible for the overall accomplishment of mission objectives, but also in the planning of long-term business goals and events. The manager is more concerned with accomplishing basically the short-term goals and objectives, but the leader is concerned with the long-term. The manager may think about long-term missions, but the leader actually does the planning. The leader will offer guidance to the manager about how to keep short and medium goals on target and on track. But the actual day-to-day management of the team in that area is left to the manager. Now, the leader is making contacts and contracts, basically. The leader is promoting the organization. The leader is planning things 90 days, 180 days, or even 1 or 2 years in advance. The leader is the one who sets the vision for the future of the organization. The manager is the one who supervises the execution of plans to accomplish the vision as certain tasks come due. The manager is the one person the leader turns to for information on how the plans are being implemented. The leader is the person who should provide guidance, but not do the work. Remember, the work is really up to the players. The manager's their motivator. The leader is their planner. When I was in the Army, I served in enlisted status for 9 years, so I knew about work. I also knew how much information I needed on the lower end of the rank structure to feel informed but not overwhelmed. As an officer, I was also, because I did receive my commission, I also needed to know what the future missions were going to be while fulfilling the current missions by supervising my soldiers. So after my platoon time, I was assigned to the squadron headquarters. I was in the cavalry, and I worked in the planning and operations. The Army is called the S3 shop. And there I was involved in planning what was going to happen on the training schedule, sometimes up to 2 years in advance. Major training events, the resources that were going to be needed, the train-up period for successful accomplishment of those long-term goals 2 years down the road. Now, while in a platoon leader position, I was more concerned 60 to 90 days with a glimpse of what was going to happen 6 months to a year in advance. But I only had to focus really on the next 90 days. As an NCO, non-commissioned officer, a sergeant, I usually focused on 30 to 60 days out and a glimpse maybe 90 days out. As a lower ranking enlisted member, 7 to 14 days in advance was really good enough for me. The reason I share that is to demonstrate the different roles and how they need to focus. When I was in the leadership role at headquarters, I was the one responsible for making sure all of the T's were crossed and I's were dotted in the long-term planning processes. When I was a leadership role at the troop level, I would attend training meetings focused really on the next month or two at the most, maybe 3 if it was a big event. As a lower ranking enlisted member, I may only focus on what was happening this week and next week. I did not have to request resources. They were provided to me. That's the difference between players, managers, and leaders. I hope this has opened your eyes to how all of these roles are vital to the accomplishment of the unit mission, whatever organization you are in. Each person in the organization has a role to play, a vital role to play. Nobody in that company is insignificant. And however, it is important to remember, the higher up the food chain you go, the less you think about the current time period and the more you are looking into the future. If you have any questions, please reach out and let me know. Please subscribe to this podcast and be notified of when a new episode is about to be published. And do me a favor, maybe go down below, leave a comment, go to iTunes, leave a review. I do appreciate it. I really do. Until next time, it's Bob Thibodeau reminding you, charge on.